David Ornstein, our Premier League insider. David, good to see you once again. A lot has happened since the last time we talked, specifically at Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel is out. Graham Potter is in. What light can you shed on what may have been happening behind the scenes there at Chelsea?
Yeah, Ahmed, this was a shock, wasn't it, in terms of the timing in particular. And I hear for staff inside the club, for the players too, it was a real moment of sadness. They didn't see this coming. But I think in terms of the decision itself, it probably was. Because although Thomas Tuchel did a fantastic job, of course, winning the Champions League, carrying the club through the sanctions imposed upon Roman Abramovich and the takeover from Abramovich to the Boehly Clear Lake regime, tensions were building over the summer in pre-season, over recruitment, over the vision, over communication with players, with his superiors, over responsibilities as well. So much was on his shoulders that bit by bit, I think the new ownership were coming to the conclusion that if results didn't go their way, then they may want to make a change. They needed to look at a vision of 5-10 years in their opinion, because that's what they want to do. And is he their man? And ultimately, they concluded, no, he's not their man. And controversially, because he had such a great pedigree, they've decided that Graham Potter is. They spoke to Mauricio Pochettino, but Potter was the man that they went for. They paid more than $20 million to get him and his staff out of their contracts at Brighton. And they're investing in him for the long term with a 5-year contract in a not too dissimilar way to what they've done at the LA Dodgers with their coach and also their sporting director, which is the next project for them because they want to bring somebody in. The current favourite is said to be Christian Freund of RB Salzburg, who of course played at Stamford Bridge in midweek. So the negotiations are ongoing on that front. They've got a lot on their plate, the Boehly Clear Lake ownership of Chelsea. They've made a huge decision in getting rid of Thomas Tuchel. They'll hope it pays off. And they've got one issue that they need to sort out in the more immediate term, and that's the future of N'Golo Kante. I revealed in my Monday column this week that he wants a longer-term contract than they're offering, and unless they reach a compromise on that, he'll be leaving as a free agent next summer.
All right, so, David, where does this leave now Brighton? Because their man is now in charge of Chelsea, Graham Potter. They were a club on the rise with Graham Potter. Where do they go from here?
Yeah, well, Brighton's priority, Ahmed, is continuing what Graham Potter started. It's evolution, not revolution. They want to unearth another gem in the football managerial world. And that's why they're looking at the likes of Roberto De Zerbi, who is out of work following his departure from Shakhtar Donetsk amid the war between Ukraine and Russia. And also, he did fantastically well at Sassuolo in Italy, really marked them out for their style of play. Bo Svensson is another they're looking at. He's doing really well at Mainz in Germany, and Mainz was the club that produced Thomas Tuchel and also Jurgen Klopp, now doing so well at Liverpool. And Ketil Knutsen, who's been linked with many jobs in England, he's doing fantastically well at Bodo Glimt. The second two names, Svensson and Knutsen, are under contract until 2024, whereas, as I said, De Zerbi is available now. And what they want to do is continue, as I said, this style of play that Graham Potter developed. And that's why Tony Bloom, the owner, Paul Barber, the chief executive, and David Weir, the new sporting director, are going through the conversations now. Of course, Brighton are benefiting from the fact they have time. There's no game this weekend. They don't play, like Chelsea, until the 1st of October. And they'll speak to people. They are speaking to people, and they'll hope to make another fantastic appointment and continue the trajectory of this club. They sit 4th in the Premier League, a club record 9th last season. And Graham Potter did so well, but they won't be scared about the prospect of building a new coaching team, of going from strength to strength. I always think if you strip all the clubs of their stadium, their name, their history, and much more besides, then at the moment, Brighton would be right up there. And they'll hope with this managerial appointment that they will be again. So life goes on after Graham Potter, and they've got some really good options there.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. For even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you over there.